Up right here. I like it.
Having what set
Okay.
up?
Having the computer set up right next to it so I can
Yeah,
easily.
Craig's got the multi-device, multitasking situation going on the podcast today.
Oh, wow, we're live. We're
Yeah,
started.
we just went right into it.
You know what? That's fine. Is the link tweeted?
The link is tweeted. I'm going to tweet it again. That was, in case you're wondering, that was not the cold open. That was the icebox open.
It
We just
was
were
captivating.
we were just rambling, and I decided to hit record
You
because
know what? I'm glad you did because so many times funny things happen and it's not being broadcast.
yeah, that's true.
Well
We're
said,
really
Joe.
we're guilty about that. Guilty about that?
We're guilty of that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Except I wasn't saying.
No, you didn't actually say it.
Because we'll vamp for a while I tweet out this link, won't you?
I will vamp all day long. You can call me Edward Cullen because I can vamp all night long. Anyone? Crickets?
You told you to vamp. I'm clearly not listening.
Well, I'm dropping Twilight bombs here.
Are you really?
Oh, I just dropped a big one.
Terrible.
Twilight, yes. Oh, where was I? I was in St. Louis this past weekend. Where was I? What was it? Crap. Vampire was spelled wrong somewhere, and it was hilarious. So that's my
I missed it.
story.
How was vampire spelled?
It was like Vampier.
What?
Yeah, it was fantastic. I don't even know. But yeah, I was in St. Louis, and I actually. Oh, this is a nice little good start.
Yeah, this is a good
let's
story.
run with this. So I went to St. Louis for a wedding this weekend, and
Shout out Kevin Blair.
shout out to Kevin Blair. And I went to a Cardinals game at Busch Stadium, where the hashtag best fans in baseball exist. And I just want to say the Cardinals were losing a couple runs in the sixth, seventh inning, around there. The place just cleared out. It was like, imagine DC when they make the Metro last call announcement.
Oh no.
That's exactly what it was, except that it's St. Louis, and they don't actually have public transportation.
Huh.
And they most certainly do not walk if you look at the people, if you know what I'm saying.
I think we follow.
So, best fans in baseball just left mid-game, but man, they love Yachty. They love Yachty because they
What's
like
not
him
to
in
like?
baseball pants. They like
He
his
is a
baseball
likable man.
pants. Although the group I was with does not. Actually, one guy who's been a Cardinals fan who was wearing a really nice 1980s polyester pullover authentic jersey.
Wow.
Like legit old, like with the chain stitching logo. He was like, if I had my way, this is a lifelong Cardinals fan here. He's probably 30. So he's seen some success. He said something along the lines of, if I had my way, I would have the Cardinals just be terrible for 10 years just to get rid of all these shitty fans.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a shame.
Yeah.
Hashtag best fans of it.
Hashtag best fans at Busch Stadium. And then we went to the Budweiser Brew House, which I got a liter of Goose Island IPA for just $1 more than a liter of Mick Ultra.
You came out on top.
Mm-hmm. So yeah,
How was Bush though? Nice ballpark.
it's a decent ballpark.
Yeah. Some good sight lines.
Good sight lines. The area is honestly, the stadium's been there for 8 years, but stop me if you've heard this, Nats Park. Nothing was open until this year.
Yeah.
They had nothing. It was empty piles of dirt. So it doesn't just happen in DC, folks. But yeah, it's a nice ballpark. Their new little downtown area is good. There's a line to get into the team store, which is crazy. Considering how much Cardinals crap is everywhere,
Yeah.
it's absurd. It's like Redskins crap. Excuse me, Washington
Thank
football
you.
team crap.
What are you doing?
What am I doing?
Yeah. What? Saying that
I'm
word. On the
so
podcast.
sorry.
What are you doing?
I'm terrible.
Terrible.
I'm awful.
Well, speaking of other, well, I'm not even going to go there.
Professional transition, Joe.
Yeah, I was going to go there, but I was not going to go there. The Nationals played the Braves this weekend.
They did play the Braves.
So let's get to Act 1 of the podcast. Is the curse over? That is how we're starting the podcast. So it's obviously a lot's been made. Entering the series with the Braves, the Nationals this season were 1-5 against Atlanta. Not how you want to start. They split the series at home with Atlanta. Going 2-2, they lost Thursday and Friday, in which most people assumed that the world was over. And then on Saturday,
Joe, it was over.
Okay, that's true. And then Doug Fister and Tanner Roark brought the Nationals back from the dead on Saturday and Sunday with 2 solid wins. So I want to talk about just kind of the overarching topic here. Did the Nationals, is this all they needed? Did they just need to get a split or better with the Braves? You know, whatever they needed, not wear the undershirts and go full Sternbush and to get it going.
Usage of Sternbush.
Hey, I was trying to start the account, not myself, trying to get somebody to start the account, Jay Worth's Sternbush, but nobody took. So, you know.
That's fine. I like it, Lassie style.
You know, yes. So on Thursday and Friday, the Nats, behind Jordan Zimmerman and Steven Strasburg, played good games. They just lost.
Yeah.
Which is going to happen every once in a while. Friday's game was a 13-inning affair in which I think I fell asleep 42 times.
That's incredible.
No, okay, I was exaggerating.
I was out until 2:30 Central Time.
What's that?
I was out until 2:30 Central Time Friday night. So.
Well, good for you. I was not.
So.
I was very, very tired. But
by the way, Go Nats was in the Bachelorette speech, for the Maid of Honor speech. So That was nice.
Nice. Goes all the way to St. Louis, man.
Right.
So the Thursday game, the Nationals just got no offense at all, which, you know, is a shame. But Gavin Floyd was just shoving for 6 innings before he left after throwing a curveball to start the 7th inning that broke his elbow.
His arm looked so nasty.
Yeah, it was not good.
Is the explicit tag going on?
Yeah, I mean,
it looked fucked up.
Yeah.
It was bulbous, Joe.
It was. And
it looked like someone shoved a golf ball under his skin.
Yeah.
Onion, maybe.
The fact that he threw the pitch and, like, immediately looked to the dugout and was like, no. The trainer came out. I don't think they said 2 words to each other, and they were both walking off the mound together.
Yeah, he probably just pointed and went,
Yeah, he probably pointed and said no.
Ooh, Matt Garza throws his changeup 1% of the time.
Yeah, that's weird.
That's fantastic.
So just so you guys, if you end up watching later, we're currently at the start of the Nationals and Milwaukee Brewers game on Monday. It is 8:10, and Matt Garza is about to throw his first pitch. If you're trying to time up with the Worlds for some reason,
there you go. Okay, so we're talking. We're largely talking about the curse. Act 1 is the curse, Joe.
I'm sorry.
We're talking about the curse, the Braves curse, whatever it is.
Right.
The curse of Chipper Jones and trash on the field, whatever we want to call it. The Waffle House curse.
I like the curse of Chipper Jones and the trash on the field. That's a good curse name.
Okay, excellent.
That's good.
So let's go a little bit broader instead of talking about a single game domination or what have you. What do you say?
I say that that there never was one.
Never was a curse?
Yeah, I don't think the curse ever existed, but because I don't believe in baseball superstition. So
yeah, I'm not big on superstition, but looking at this season, yes, I know they've played in Atlanta and they got roundly trounced, but that was part of they lost an extra inning game. They had a Gio Gonzalez bad start, and they had Taylor Jordan when Taylor Jordan was not being Taylor Jordan, you know?
Yeah.
So that was the series in Atlanta, and that was 3 games. But if you look at the series in D.C., the first one this season, the Nationals gave up 2 runs and lost, and gave up 6 runs and lost, and then gave up 1 run in the last one. If you're allowing 3 runs a game, you should be able to win 2 of 3, you know?
Bingo. Totally agree.
And then you look at this series. Yes, they lost the first 2 games. They gave up 3 runs and were shut down for 6 innings by a pitcher who was doing so well he broke his elbow. And then they lost in 13 innings. So that game could have easily swung the other way.
And they came back in the 9th inning and tied it up.
Yeah, it just didn't, you know? You gave up 3 runs, 6 runs, no runs, and 1 run for a grand total of 10 runs over 4 games.
Right.
So I don't think this year has been as bad. They just, they got a little bit unlucky. They didn't get the hits when they needed to, and then that changed at the end of the series with Doug Fister being Doug Fister. And I know we're going to get to him a little bit later, but easily this could have been 3 of 4 for the Nationals, and you could have been looking at a 5-1 homestand before heading out. But it just didn't work out that way for whatever reason. But I've thought all along that whatever issues the Nationals have had with the Braves, it's been mental.
Yeah. It's definitely mental.
Yeah.
But at the same token, I don't think at any point this year was it as bad as it was last year.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of Braves domination, yeah, you're right. In Atlanta earlier this season, it was pretty rough. But I still think that overall, even when the Nationals lost the first game, I went to a coworker who's a big Nats fan. We talked about the Nats for about a half an hour a day, and we were chatting. And I said after Thursday's game, I said I fully believe the Nats are going to split. I said I have no doubt in my mind the Nationals are going to split the series. Now, I would have loved to win this series and just to take the last 3, but I felt confident that the Nationals were going to come back just because even though they lost to Gavin Floyd, the pitching was good. The offense couldn't get going in that first game. And then in the second game, they played quite well. It came back at the end. They just, couldn't hold on in the 13th inning. At some point, someone's got to lose.
Right, and I wasn't on Twitter too much Friday night for that extra inning loss, but I'm sure a majority of the Natosphere was the sky is falling. It's happening again. This is just like last year. Blah, blah, blah.
Definitely true, but it was a particularly deflating loss. Just the ability to come back and tie it up in the 9th inning with that Rendon home run and the whole thing, you just kind of felt like the momentum was there. They should have won the game. Momentum.
I mean, it's like U.S.-Portugal.
Oh, don't. It's too soon.
No, it's awful. So, yeah, it was a deflating loss, but it's a Rendon homer away from being a regular, 9-inning loss. And
right, exactly. Right.
That's fine. They made it a game, and it just didn't happen. But they might have tired out some pitching for the next couple nights by sending it to extras. So it might have got them a win Saturday or Sunday.
Yeah.
Down the season.
Exactly. It's a long year, and to look at it anything but being a long year is crazy. You can't look and say they lost 2 in a row and it's all over. Honestly, I've said this a million times. I'll say it again. I do not care how many games the Nationals lose to the Braves, to be totally honest with you.
No, because honestly, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. If they win the division, the Braves aren't making the playoffs.
The NL East is not
solid. The NL East
solid.
is so bad. Whoever wins the division is making the playoffs. The second-place team, probably not.
No.
So you're not going to have to play the Braves again. The Cardinals are another thing for another day.
And if you look outside of the first week of the season, the Braves aren't great again. Or outside of the first couple weeks of the season, the Braves, had a hot start last year, held on. Had a little bit of less a hot start this year. But, they were, 12-5 to start the season in their first 17 games, something like that?
Right.
At one point, 17-7. Since then, let's see, 17-7, and now they are 38-37.
Yeah.
So take that out of there, and they're 21-30.
Right.
So the Nationals are the exact opposite. You had a little bit of a rocky start, not great, but not awful. But they've turned it on lately. They've, winners of 4 of their last 6, and they had a really nice first half of a road trip. And West Coast road trips are always going to be tough for
especially
East Coast
towards
teams.
the end.
So if you believed in the curse of Chipper Jones and the trash on the field, then yeah, we can say it's over. Or you can just say, luck is changing and things are coming back to the way it is, where two, decent teams are fighting each other for every single win.
Right. The one thing, and I tweeted this before this series, and it's actually gotten worse for the Braves and better for the Nationals, despite splitting, is their run differentials. The Washington Nationals run differential coming into Monday's game is plus 40, which, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Atlanta's minus 14.
Yeah.
Over the course of the season, Atlanta, despite being a game above 500, has given up 14 more runs than they've scored. You cannot stay above 500 doing that.
No.
You can't do it. No, that's not to say that I feel like the Braves, this is hashtag TWTW.
Hashtag TWTW, will to win.
They have the will to win, and they find a way to win games they have no business winning. And that's a testament to Freddie Gonzalez and whoever you want to give it to. But you can't keep giving up more runs over the course of a season than you're scoring and have a winning record and make the playoffs.
No.
It doesn't work.
And for the record, the Nationals have that plus 40, and which that translates to something called Pythagorean win-loss, which I know we've talked about before. And the Nationals right now 39-35. Their Pythag record 42-32. So if anything, the Nationals are a little bit unlucky.
Yeah, exactly. They're getting a lot of runs in one game when they're not in other games. But you know what? You take that differential over not any day of the week, because at some point that evens out. Typically, the Pythagorean win-loss comes close to equal by the time the year ends.
Right, and that's the beautiful thing about small sample size. But
exactly.
The Nationals don't face the Braves until after the All-Star break.
It's a long time.
Yeah. Let's see. The Nationals face the Braves not until the second week of August.
Yeah, I was going to say, I thought it was August, but I didn't want to say it in case it wasn't.
And then, a couple times in September.
Yep. They tried to, obviously, that was a smart scheduling move on their part.
That's a really nice run-in in September.
Yeah.
4 against the Mets, 3 against the Braves, 4 against the Marlins, 3 against the Mets, 4 against the Fish.
the Marlins to end the year.
Yep.
So, can I tell you, this is all I'm going to say. We'll get back to it. So glad that that the season ends in September. God damn it! I hate when the regular season ends in October. It's so stupid.
It's so weird.
It's so stupid. So yeah, I feel like we hit this pretty confidently, right? Like Tanner Roark's still fucking good.
Yeah, Tanner Roark. He's been a treat. I don't think I said this on a podcast yet, but I was listening to the Effectively Wild podcast from Baseball Reference with Ben Lindbergh and Sam Miller. And actually, no, it was the Jonah Carey Grantland podcast. He had Ben Lindbergh on. That's right. And he was talking all about how Strasburg is underrated, if anything. How
exactly.
He's really, really, really good, like everyone thought he was. He's just not legendary. And
right.
Which is just ridiculous. But he mentioned Tanner Roark as one of the reasons why the Nationals have been playing so well lately, and he actually pronounced it Roark instead of Rourke.
How good is that?
So that's awesome. I was pretty excited. I wanted to send him a tweet with the Jason Worth Roark, not Roark. Yeah.
But speaking, and the last thing I want to say about this and that, and kind of since we're talking about the Braves series in general, since we dedicated a whole act to Tanner Roark a couple weeks ago, is Tanner Roark is top 20 in earned run average in the National League among starting pitchers with 50 innings or more. One of the guys that we're going to talk about later is actually ahead of him on the national staff, and it may not be who you think.
Dun, dun, dun.
But unfortunately, several of the people in front of Roark are hurt, which is just, you just hate to see it. It's just terrible. There's so much hurt.
There's so much. It's so sad. There's a website out there called Sad UCL.
Oh, God.
It's just a counter. It's been this many days since the last blown elbow ligament.
I mean, that's funny, It would be funny if it wasn't so sad.
So sad.
So sad.
So sad.
Uh,
Okay.
all right, so done with Act 1. On to Act 2, which is all about the Harper.
All about Bryce.
We avoided talking about Bryce Harper for a while just because we were so sad that we didn't get to see him play baseball every day.
Yeah, and it's one thing goes right back into Act 1 where Steven Strasburg, way better than he's given credit for, I believe. Bryce Harper is exactly the same as that.
Yes.
Tell the people what you tweeted earlier about Bryce Harper's, who's rehabbing tonight at Potomac, and who's walked.
I didn't tweet.
You did tweet something this afternoon about Bryce Harper's age.
About related to Chris Davis?
No, his age.
I don't think it was. Yeah. So Bryce Harper is rehabbing, with Potomac tonight, as Craig said.
High A.
Yeah.
This is
high
like
A.
2, 3, the third, fourth tier of the minor league system.
Right, third.
Of the system in whole, yes.
Yeah, right. Of the minor league system. So yeah, fourth tier in the organization, and he is still the third youngest player on the Potomac Nationals as of Monday night.
That's preposterous.
He is in his third major league season.
That's preposterous.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I think he's going to be all right.
I just want to say Gio Gonzalez just made Carlos Gomez swing so bad his helmet fell off.
Yeah.
Love it. He's ridiculously good. And the thing that I thought you were talking about was this, which I will share. Bryce Harper has a higher career wins above replacement. I believe this is BB Ref wins above replacement because he's even on Fangraphs. But as according to Baseball Reference, he has an 8.8 WAR, which is better than Orioles' Chris Davis with an 8.1 career WAR. Harper has 1,185 plate appearances. Chris Davis has 2,500. Yeah,
that sounds right.
So, and Chris Davis gets a lot of credit for being got a lot of credit for being a good player last year. Turning out that way this year. But he is just Harper again, just so grossly underrated.
Which is weird. Never thought we would say that.
Well, I think people in his rookie year expected him to hit 45 home runs.
Right.
Which is an unrealistic assessment. But I believe it was Adam Kilgore at the beginning of this season picked him to win the National League MVP.
Yes.
Not going to happen.
Wasn't the only one.
What?
Wasn't the only one.
No, there were plenty of there was quite a few national writers that did too. The injury obviously precluded that, but.
Well, if he comes back and hits 40 home runs in the second half, I think he might have a shot.
That might be a record.
So anyway, what we want to talk about in this act, what do the Nationals do with Bryce Harper? We've seen, unlike in any of the previous 70 games that the Nationals have had this season, Matt Williams has gone with the rubber stamp for his lineups.
Yeah, really weird.
A lot of playing around for the first third of the season, but it seems like since Ryan Zimmerman has come back from injury that you've just seen the same lineup day after day. And there's something to be said for that, but that lineup is also missing Bryce Harper, and his spot has been taken by none other than Ryan Zimmerman. So what happens from here?
It's a hard question, made more complicated by the fact that Ryan Zimmerman keeps telling everybody that will listen that he does not want to play third base anymore.
Yes. I think he likes it out there.
I mean, talk about less pressure.
Yeah. Seriously.
So I don't know. I mean, it's really hard to look at what I've dealt with this so many times. I've thought about it so many ways. If Ryan Zimmerman is basically saying, I'll go there if they need me to, but I really, really don't want to.
Right.
So how do you put him back there?
Yeah, I don't think it's going to happen.
He has said to everyone, we are a better team with Anthony Rendon at third base.
Better team with Anthony Rendon at second base, and a better team with Anthony Rendon at third base, and Danny Espinosa at second base. Who, don't look now, he's already got half a win of WAR, and he was supposed to be a bench player. I mean, he's got some pretty decent numbers. I mean, he's not hitting very well, but his defensive skill has just helped tremendously.
Yeah.
And it's been obvious many times throughout the last couple weeks especially. He's made plays that Anthony Rendon, as great as he is, who's a third baseman, can't make.
And not only does he provide the defensive ability, he has a better batting average and on-base percentage than Ian Desmond right now, and nobody is calling for Ian Desmond to not be in the lineup.
Yeah, that's pretty true.
And, I mean, obviously Desmond is providing the pop right now that Espinosa has not been able to provide. Well, I mean, he's provided some 6 home runs, but not the same kind of pop.
Right.
But it's just you can't discount that. And you have to say, you know what? Danny Espinosa, 235 batting average and a on-base percentage around 300, hitting 8th. I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
Like that's a guy that you want to have. Obviously, he's hitting 7th now. He's not hitting 8th because Ramos is not there, but he hit another 3 home runs tonight in Potomac, so he won't be down for very long.
No.
So you get Espinosa back into that 8th spot, and all of a sudden things get comfortable.
And you're seeing exactly what we saw in the couple games before before Wilson Ramos got hurt again. You saw how many times did FP say it on the TV? Where's the out in this lineup?
Exactly right.
And that's why you got to figure. I mean, I don't know, what the hell do they do? Because Denard Span, he's having a great year.
He's having a great year.
He's having a great year, and he is a rock in center. And I know I personally would rather see him stay in center and not have to see Bryce Harper in center.
I really don't want Bryce to play in center field.
But, I mean, what do you do?
Yeah.
Honestly, I would put Ryan Zimmerman at third base.
I would too.
I mean, I think what he provides offensively makes up for what he detracts defensively.
Yeah, so I'm just looking at Denard Span's numbers. Mm-hmm. So Denard Span in April hit 233.
Yeah.
Not good.
Not good.
May, 296.
Yeah.
June so far, 288.
Yeah, that's if he's hanging around 290 with an on base hovering around 340 probably in the last 2 months, if you have it in front of you.
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
On base percentage last 2 months around what, 340?
So yeah, that's what I was just gonna say. On base percentage in May, 331, 326 in June. But I'm just looking. If you're looking at weighted on base average, or WOBA, as I like to say, because it's a fun word to say, May 330, June 345.
Yeah.
So he's getting it done in the leadoff spot, and so as much as some people deride him, he had a tough start, but even if he wasn't being this good, I don't want to see Bryce Harper play center field.
I don't want to see Bryce Harper play center field either.
But it makes it harder for the pitchers when Denard Span is not in center field.
And when he's not terrorizing the base paths.
Exactly.
Which the Nationals have had some – I don't have the numbers in front of me right now, but the Nationals' stolen base numbers are fantastic this year. They've been stealing a lot more over the past couple weeks, and they've had some great success. I know this past week they stole, 4 bases in the first 3 or 4 innings with Rendon and Span kind of dueling?
They stole 5 bases in 3 innings.
Yeah. So they've been stealing. And it
was crazy. I was at that game. It was incredible. They obviously had a book on, I forget who was pitching that night, but they obviously knew.
Which you're not going to get if Denard Span is sitting.
Right.
So, honestly, I would rather see Espinosa benched, Rendon at second, Zimmerman at third, because once again, you're not going to put Ryan Zimmerman at first. Adam LaRoche is having a fantastic year again.
Yeah, Adam LaRoche has got another
.418 on base percentage.
Yeah.
418.
Actually, he just got another hit as of this very minute. 421 on base, hitting 308.
Can he hit first?
I know, right? It's crazy.
That would be cool.
He is at this moment has an OPS above 900.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
So that's what I would do. What do you think is going to happen? Can you really tell Ryan Zimmerman, the face of the franchise, sorry, I know you don't want to, but you're going to third? He'll do it, and he won't say bunk about it.
Right. So I personally feel...
There we go. Hitting it on the screws, baby.
Nope, nothing. It's
LaRoche.
So I personally feel like you're going to start to see some outfielders get some more days off. And I think Anthony Rendon is going to stay at third base for the most of the time.
So you're going to see... Are you going to see Ryan Zimmerman in left, Harper move around more, Adam LaRoche probably getting a couple of days off here and there?
Yeah. I think what I think should happen is Ryan Zimmerman, again, we don't have the medical books on this. He might basically have no shoulder right now, and we don't know about it, and that's really why it happened. And
which is why it's weird when third base coaches hold runners, but that's fine.
It's just noodly. But I think that if Zimmerman can make the throw without excruciating pain, then he has to go back to third base.
Yeah.
It's the best lineup.
It is the best lineup.
And it's the best defense. Even with the liability of him being there.
Right.
It is the best defense. Because in the outfield, you put Harper, Span, and Worth out there, as opposed to Zimmerman, Harper, and Worth. Zimmerman, Harper, and Worth in the outfield would be one of the worst defensive outfields in baseball.
It would be really fun to watch, though.
Well, not as a Nationals fan, it wouldn't.
No.
From an outside perspective.
Unless Harper boots it and gets to throw someone out.
Yeah, I mean, the arms in center and right are there.
Oh, that's bullshit.
Yeah, it looked like a tough call. But I think that there's no way that you can't make that your outfield.
Yeah.
The only thing that makes Ryan Zimmerman okay in left field is Denard Span.
Yes.
And you take Denard Span out of that equation and you put Bryce Harper in there, who, let's not forget, has about 300 games of experience there.
Yeah.
Like in his entire career.
Oh, and that's outfield. That's not center field. That's outfield.
Yeah, just outfield. Center field is way lower than that. I don't have it in front of me, but it's way lower. It would be a tough thing to swallow, I think. This would be made very easy if Adam LaRoche was not playing well. But he's the best hitter on the team.
He is up there, definitely.
So, I think he's better than Rendon right now.
Yeah.
I mean, right, Rendon is 2.
Well,
but
Rendon's also, 24?
Right. God, that's so awesome.
Yeah.
So, basically, I mean, I think this is the point. I think
Good at bit, baby. Good at bat.
That was weird.
What?
Good word. Good at bit.
Good at bit, baby.
Good at bit. You got St. Louis a little bit.
Yeah, I'm drinking.
So nice. So, So you think? Okay. So I guess to kind of put it on the record, what do you think will happen, and what should happen?
Well, I already said what I think should happen.
Right. Third base.
I think what does happen is you're going to see some days off.
Yeah.
I think, that's not a strike.
Bring it in.
That's an outside pitch. I'm sorry.
Bring it in.
I'm sorry. I think you're going to see some outfielders get some days off. So that's fine.
Yeah, it was pretty far outside.
Yeah, that was pretty far outside.
So, I think you're right on both. I do think there is an outside chance, I'm going to put it at less than 20% that Zimmerman goes back to third base.
Yeah.
I think there's something that we don't know.
Always.
And so, just like when this came up out of nowhere and Ryan Zimmerman was playing
Yeah, it came up within days of him actually playing left field.
Right, like all of a sudden he's going to play left field, and everybody's like, yeah, right, and then he actually did. I don't. There's clearly something going on there that we don't know about, so I feel like that's the thing that's going to make Zimmerman stay in left field and play first base for the most part.
Right. I agree.
Yeah. So we done with where Harper goes?
I'm happy with that. I'm
Well,
just
and
happy to get him back soon.
amen. Carrie and I are actually going. My wife and I are going to Potomac on Tuesday to
Yeah, that sounds nice.
check out Harper. So if you're there, hit me up on the Twitter.
I'm writing for the Nats blog for Hitting for the Cycle tomorrow night.
Indeed.
And
Very
it's
exciting.
going to feature Jesse Spector's which MLB team is which team at the World Cup.
Oh my God, I'm so
Yeah.
excited to read that.
It's great. I think the Nats are Chile.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, we'll get to the random shit at the end. I want to talk about Doug Fister.
Oh, fist it.
I really want to talk about Doug Fister for part 3 of the show. He's been really good.
Yeah.
Outside of that first start in Oakland, when he was, clearly amped up and whatever, he has been just very good. That's the only way that I could say it. Very good. Very, very good.
Yeah, he's been good. The numbers aren't very kind to Doug Fister, actually, if you're looking
Yeah, the
at them.
advanced stats are not liking Doug Fister all that much right now.
No, they're sure not. ERA at 2.65 right now, which would be a preposterous career low for him by a couple tenths.
Right.
But his FIP is 4.11.
So I'm glad you brought that up because that's one of the first things I want to talk about. FIP is an excellent statistic, first of all.
Yes.
It's great. It's not perfect, but it's very good. Where FIP kind of hurts guys like Doug Fister is it really gives a lot of credit to strikeouts.
Yes.
And Doug Fister strikes out nobody ever.
Yes.
He has a 5.64 K per 9 right now.
Yes.
Also on top of that, it's a small sample size.
And bases loaded, no runs.
God.
God.
So Doug Fister doesn't strike guys out, but that's not his game.
No.
That's just not the way it works. His also helping him out is a low BABIP, just
Very
over
low.
250. So both of those things will regress. His numbers are going to come up a little bit, but a lot of that is because it's been a small sample size. He only has 9 starts so far this season. He's not actually qualifying for really anything at the moment because he has so few innings, only 57 innings.
Right, and one of the great things that helps Doug Fister a little bit more than anyone else is because he doesn't strike out a lot of batters, he gets to take advantage of the Nationals' defense.
Right.
And we were just praising how effective, players like Danny Espinosa and Anthony Rendon have been as anchors in that
Ian
infield.
Desmond.
Yeah, and Ian, of course, who has, one error in the last 2 months or something ridiculous?
Yeah, it's after April, it was just like it flipped a switch.
But you're looking at a pitcher with a right around 50% ground ball percentage. So I'd say roughly 85% of those ground balls are going into the fielder's mitts.
Right.
And this is for a pitcher that's coming from Detroit, where you had Prince Fielder and Miguel Cabrera playing defense sometimes.
Right.
So I think that's
Which is
helping
not
him
good.
right now, big time.
Yeah.
And that's
Very
why,
much agree.
Oh,
Wow. Did Matt Williams get thrown out of the game?
if he didn't, he should be because he can't argue balls and strikes.
Yeah, that's
He's
weird.
pissed. But yeah, Doug Fister's last, 8 starts. He's given up more than 2 earned runs twice. One of which was that very first start. So
Yeah, and he ball down in the zone, ground ball ratio close to 50%. I mean, he's just, and it's one thing to have a ground ball ratio close to 50% when you are striking out 9 to 10 guys per 9 innings. It's another thing when you're striking out 5 per 9 innings,
Right.
and you're getting a ground ball ratio at 50%. I mean, it's pretty good.
Against Atlanta over the weekend, he had 8 innings, 3 strikeouts.
Right.
Before that, 2 strikeouts and 6, 3 strikeouts and 7, 5 strikeouts and 7, a whopping 6 in 6 against Texas, who is a very strikeout-heavy team.
Right.
So, he's getting the job done. He is one of the best 4 starters in baseball.
Yeah. He's been pitching very, very well. I mean, just you can't say it enough how well he's been pitching.
It does look like he has been thrown out.
Matt Williams is out of the game.
Yeah.
Nice.
Shocking.
Exciting.
Doug Fister, you can't say enough about him. He's been exactly what he was advertised at coming into this season after that trade. He had the rocky first start, but every start since then, except for maybe St. Louis, which comes at the end of a very long road trip from the West Coast.
Right.
He's just taken the ball. He's gone out. He's given you 6+ innings, given up little to no runs, and just put the ball. He's pitched to contact. He's a Steve McCatty pitcher.
I swear, I was waiting to get in, and I was going to say he is the Steve McCatty special.
Yeah,
like he really is. That is his.
We didn't plan that, folks. That just happened.
It just happens. We have regular mind melds all the time. So I'm excited to see what he's able to keep doing. Obviously, not going to continue at this level. Just not possible. But it's gonna. I think it'll stay pretty good. Some more hits will drop in here and there, but I'm excited to see what Doug Fister can do. So I kind of teased in our in the preview. So is he like the guy in the Nationals rotation? Is he the best Nationals pitcher in the rotation right this very minute?
No.
Not even close.
No.
I was hoping that you were going to say that because it's not even close.
No.
He's probably third right now in the rotation.
Yeah, I would say third behind Strass and Roark.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I think behind Strauss and Zimmerman.
I don't think Zimmerman's been that great this year.
Okay. All
right,
ERA and an FIP below 3.
Yeah, he's been pretty good. Why does it seem like he hasn't been that good?
Because he's so good.
Maybe that.
He has a 2.95 ERA, a 2.88 FIP.
Okay.
He's been good for 2 wins, more than 2 wins above replacement, and less than 100 innings.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, I'm an idiot.
Really good.
And to say fourth behind Roark, Zimmerman, and Strasburg.
And all with an unlucky 315 BABIP.
Oh my God! What a freak.
He's been really, really good.
What a freak boy.
Yeah. So I would put Roark just behind him, just because I think Fister's numbers have been outstanding. But I mean just behind him. I mean not far, but yeah, Strasburg is. I can't imagine a situation in the next 5 years where that would not be Steven Strasburg.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't matter if you're talking about a week, fine, whatever. But over the course of any month in time, I can't imagine the best guy in the rotation not being Steven Strasburg.
Yeah, and I know we're in this moment to praise Doug Fister in Act 3, but Steven Strasburg's FIP is about a run lower than his ERA right now.
Yeah.
Good God.
Very good. He's very good.
Yeah.
The whole rotation is good. I mean, they have the best ERA and the best FIP in baseball.
Yes.
There's a reason for that.
Yes. So Doug Fister's doing exactly what the Nationals wanted him to do, pitching to contact, going deep into games, giving you a chance to win every night.
Yes. Which, that's what you want. Get the win.
That's what you want.
Get the win. He's only 5-4 though. Oh no, that's Jordan Zimmerman. He's Doug Fister 6-2. Never mind.
Yeah, because he's been and he. I mean, he's better. His winning percentage is better than Strasburg, so he's obviously better.
Clearly, more wins,
Yeah.
better winning percentage. So,
So
um, I think let's talk about minutia
I
because
love potpourri.
minutia won
Okay.
by one vote.
Are you sure?
Positive.
All right.
I kept tally as they were coming in
All right.
because I
Okay.
wanted to say, "Suck it."
Okay. That's fine.
Minutia wins
Minutia.
for the week,
Minutia.
for the week at least.
Yeah.
So my minutia is the U.S. men's national team.
Oh, I love it.
Oh,
It
I
hurts
loved it,
so bad.
but I'm so sad.
It
So
hurt.
I went and watched the game with a couple of friends. Like, Craig would have joined me if he wasn't on the road for a 15-hour drive.
It was only 13 and a half.
Okay, 13 and a half hour drive home from St. Louis. And it was magic. It was so much fun for 94 minutes.
Yeah.
The thing that was so incredible was even when the U.S. went down 1-0 early, I was watching the game and I was like, they are playing so much better than Portugal. The whole game.
Yeah.
And you just felt that comeback happening. But man, to see at the end of that game, I mean, my voice is still raspy from it. It was just
From crying.
well from screaming and happiness, and then just utter shock. I just
Where'd you go watch the game?
Glory days in Centerville.
Oh, that must have been great.
There were so many people.
Yeah, that's
It
great.
was crazy. But it was a lot of fun to watch. I love that. So this was just a group play game, whatever. I was at the same location 4 years ago in a game against Algeria.
Oh, this is incredible.
Yeah.
You could not write a script like this.
Nice. And the crowd was just nowhere. I mean, it was busy, but it was just nowhere like it.
I sent it to you earlier? Did you get a chance to look at those ratings?
No, I haven't yet.
You know how many, in ESPN and Univision, the total viewership for U.S. Portugal over 24 million.
Wow.
That is easily a United States record.
Yeah, I mean, I would think so.
Easily. And that's game 2 of group play. So
yeah. Well, and that's my point, right? You know, it happens later on. If it happens later on when they're in the group of 16 or round of 16 or whatever, that's different. But to see the kind of interest that's happening now, playing in the group of death, they obviously have a big game coming on Thursday, which I organized a watch party at work for.
That's
it.
Fantastic. I'm just gonna have my boss
just trying to
come out.
get it up in a conference room, and then one of the VPs was like, "Let's make it a thing."
Yeah. Put it on the projection. There you go.
Exactly. They're ordering some pizza. We're making it a thing.
Oh, that's fantastic. But yeah, I texted this to you. I was on the road. I found, I think it was a Pittsburgh affiliate, ESPN radio, as I was coming through Western Maryland.
Right.
To listen to the game. And after it ended, I texted you, that felt like 2012 Game 5.
Yeah.
It was shorter in terms of it was more of a kick in the nuts as opposed to oh God, this is unraveling. Oh God, it's still unraveling.
And
oh no, it
didn't eliminate them.
Right.
So it wasn't, the severity was less,
but it was the same just pit of despair. I felt sick.
I did too. It was bad. I just couldn't. I just dropped F-bombs randomly for the next hour and a half.
Yeah.
Because I would just be walking down the street and I'd be like, fuck.
Yeah. So
Denard Span home run? Oh, close. Oh God, I get so excited for Denard Span home runs. They're actually rarer than Billy Hamilton home runs.
He was smiling.
They're rarer than Billy Hamilton home runs.
Oh, way rarer, I'm sure.
Hilarious.
But not rarer than Ben Revere home runs. Look at him. He's looking at it. He's like, what happened? How did I miss it?
I wanted it.
That was exciting, but going into the game, if you'd have told me the U.S. and Portugal, or going into the World Cup even, the U.S. and Portugal would draw at 2, and we would be sad about it,
Yeah.
that's awesome. So,
Well, the thing that really makes it is I went into that game thinking I don't care what happens, just a tie. I don't
can
care
I
if it's 5-5. I don't care if it's 1-0, nothing, just tie.
Yeah. Can I just
It,
say real
you
quick,
feel that hope.
for those of you watching along, watch Jonathan Lucroy over the next couple games. He's
Yeah,
incredible.
he's
Okay.
been having a good year.
Yeah, well, just watch him frame these pitches. There's a reason Espinosa got called out on a pitch that was 6 inches outside.
Right.
Um,
It was so bad that Matt Williams got ejected for it.
so my minutia
Yes.
is I actually want to give some credit to Cardinals fans.
Okay.
Everywhere you go in St. Louis is Cardinals.
There are just hats and jerseys and shirts everywhere there.
Like the fact that there was a line at the team store blew my mind because looking around, you would think everyone already owned everything that ever was produced for the Cardinals.
Yeah.
So we were staying in a hotel that was about 8, 9, 10 blocks from Busch Stadium. It's the old Union Station, the train station that they've retrofitted into a gorgeous hotel and conference space with a little pedestrian mall and everything. It's really, really incredible what they've done with it. But the little walking mall area, maybe 20 shops.
Right.
Maybe 15 shops, actually.
Yeah.
3 of them were Cardinals shops.
Wow.
Cardinals / general memorabilia that was 90% Cardinals.
Wow, that's crazy.
3 of them. It was amazing. And
Did we lose Craig?
inning, 6th inning. Did we lose me? No? Don't lose me. I'm here.
No, you're back.
Okay, I'm here. Okay, I'm sorry. I know I gave some crap for Cardinals fans leaving earlier in the game, but just watching the game with the Cardinals fans, they really do know what they're talking about. The majority of them. Yes, any group will have their mass and commenter of fans.
Right.
But they really knew what they were talking about, and they really understood the game, and I found that most impressive. Like, when a runner like Rendon went first to third, they gave love. They recognized that's why we're cheering. We're not cheering because Jason Worth got a hit. We're cheering because Anthony Rendon was able to go first to third.
Right.
You know, they pick up on that, and I thought that was very impressive, and they get a lot of crap for giving themselves the nickname Best Fans in Baseball, which I give them crap too as well. But they're really knowledgeable fans, and they're pretty damn nice. I got a lot of compliments on my Termel Sledge jersey, so
God,
that was
so
cool.
I
But yeah,
love the Sledge jersey.
great experience. Craft beer at every station. Well, not every station. Most stations. Hot dog was delicious. Nice big hot dog. Nice big wiener. It was great.
And it's devolving. So let's end the episode.
That's fine. But yeah, it was a really good experience being in St. Louis for a game, and I recommend if anyone's going that way, try and get to a game because it's interesting, and I have a feeling that Nationals fans will be getting there in a couple years once we get another generation coming through and we get the young people learning a little bit more about baseball. So it takes a generation, and that's the thing.
Right.
St. Louis was the westernmost team in Major League Baseball for years and years and years and years and years and years and years.
Right.
So there's a reason that everyone around there is a Cardinals fan, and you should learn something from that. And by the way, there was a giveaway. It wasn't a T-shirt. It was like a polyester button-down jersey, like not a jersey, like a jersey. It was really nice. So that was cool.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So
maybe someday here. Someday.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's it. We're gonna go ahead and end this one a couple minutes early because we just ran out of stuff to talk about.
Yeah, that's fine.
Well, so are you going to do a new hashtag, Craig? Do you have a new hashtag?
Oh, gosh, I didn't even think about it. Hashtag Tiger?
Hashtag Tiger. Okay.
Hashtag, no. Scratch that. Hashtag Cheetah.
Hashtag Cheetah.
Cheetah.
Rhymes with PETA.
It does rhyme
Okay.
with Peter Malark. Cheetah Malark. Hashtag Cheetah Malark.
All right. Thank you for listening to this totally random and terrible episode of Nats Talk on the Go.
I thought it
We
was one of
appreciate
our
it.
best ever.
It was fantastic. Well, thank you for listening. We'll talk to you guys next week.
All right.